if you're 27 and you're new to going to college for the first time after a long time just working jobs and getting by, then you might feel like a teenager again with very little responsibility. You might forget the rules of civil society and think that they don't apply to you. You might let your love of the written word, your newfound love for academia, push everything else in your life, like just make it zero into like a tiny pinprick that you can just set to the side and not even have to look at. So, if the headlight goes out on your car, you won't fix it. And then you'll get pulled over. The cop will give you a ticket that's very easy to take care of. All you have to do is go to a mechanic. They will fix your headlight, or you can do it yourself, and they'll sign off on it, send it in, you're good to go. But you won't do that. You won't answer the summons, you won't go to court, you won't mail in the guilty verdict with the fine. Your license will get suspended.
Okay.
New York State will do that. But just take my word for it. And then you'll find out your license is suspended and you will willfully forget this fact. You will continue driving. You'll fix your headlight, so that you don't get bothered by the cops again. You hate cops. And then the other headlight will go out. Because headlights go out in pairs because they were installed at the same time. Always replace both your headlights at the same time. Your other headlight goes out. This time you don't even notice. You're driving, you get pulled over again. If you get pulled over again, they'll tell you you're driving with a suspended license. They'll issue you a more serious ticket, which is actually a misdemeanor charge. Unlicensed operator in the third degree. They'll issue you another ticket for your other headlight. And they'll tell you that they could arrest you if they wanted to, but they're going to be nice and let you go, as long as your girlfriend who's in the car with you drives your car home. You do that. Then, you'll fix the other headlight, but you won't go to court for the more serious charge. You won't have taken care of any of these three of these tickets. And then what they do is, the judge will issue an arrest warrant from the bench, which means that if you ever are stopped for anything, or if a cop gets your name, or for any kind of random reason, then they can just take you into custody right at that moment and take you to jail. And make sure that you go to court is the idea. And you like those odds. So you waited out for a long time. For another few months, really. You're right. And then but then something happens. You're at school and things are going well, and you've gotten on the staff of the literary magazine there. And every year they have a trip to the Association of Writers and Writing Programs conference. You really want to go on this trip to the conference, but it involves an airplane trip from Rochester to New York City this time. And so you're like, but won't they arrest me at the airport? And you're really worried about this. And you decide maybe I should take care of this problem. And so you call them up and you find out that you have to go and literally turn yourself in before you can even go to court and appear for the thing. And that you can bail yourself out if I go to get bailed out, or to go turn myself in / get bailed out simultaneously. And I find out that they want $500 bail for each ticket. It's $1,500. I do not have $1,500. I do not want to get my parents involved in this. Court is the next morning, so I spent the night in the Monroe County Jail. When you go to jail for a night, and you're 27 and you're a college student, English major, and you're in jail just because you're a scofflaw, because you didn't show up in court because of some warrants. The first thing you do when you go to jail is you find out that every single other person who is there in jail is there for a drug offense. And that they're all facing jail time or probation. And you realize that you don't belong there, not because of white privilege, which is the reason that, you know, that it went very easy for me, and once it was all taken care of, everything was dropped, and all I had to do was pay a $50 surcharge. The reason I didn't belong there is because it's an insult to our entire criminal justice system. It's an insult to all the people who are there for reasons much worse, because they grew up in poverty, because they weren't given the opportunities that I was, because they are never going to be in an English major in a community college program where everybody talks about them like they're some great writer or something like that. Just spending that night, that time with those people, and then being rounded up in the morning, having to appear in court with everybody else, just made me realize that that this is not the way to live your life. And I kind of snapped out of it, and I decided that it was time to be a real grown-up again. Thank you.